All right. It's that time for the best time of the week once again.
Your favorite AEW recap podcast is here and in full effect as per usual.
Yep. And because, we cover that AEW.
We
Other
also
people won't. Oh,
other people won't. We also we dabble in TNA a little bit. Uh we dabble in New Japan, but AEW.
yep. Haven't dabbled in TNA in a minute, so I'm gonna have to go back, dabble a little bit more.
We haven't New Japan either. New Japan had two really good shows this week.
Yeah, man. Like there was shit going on. Like AEW guys were showing up all over the place on those shows.
Mm-hmm. And then I'm gonna tell you right now. Also, by the way, welcome to this episode of Off the Top Rope. Hello.
Mm.
One of my favorite moments doesn't even involve like AEW people on New Japan. It was Sonata going to Bullet Club War Dogs.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He's blonde again, bro. He's dyeing his hair again.
Oh God.
He's already infinitely more interesting than he was near the end of his world title reign last year, which doesn't even feel like that was last year.
Wow. Yeah. That almost doesn't make sense. But yeah.
But we're here. Uh as always,
Yep.
you know where to find us. You can find us on Twitter at TAGPW Podcast, but also you can also find us on Blue Sky now. Uh,
Ooh.
got the account up. We haven't really put anything on it yet, but the account's there. I've been on Blue Sky a couple of days by myself. I really enjoy it. Uh, so if you are looking to get away from Twitter, or if you're still on Twitter and you want to follow us anywhere, remember we are on Twitter and Blue Sky at TAGPW Podcast.
Yep.
Also,
Ooh.
if you're on the go, you don't have time to put YouTube on in the background to listen to us talk about wrestling, talk about all of our good takes, all of our hot takes, including whenever everyone listens to us about everything, because we're usually right about almost everything when it comes to AEW.
Usually, yeah.
Usually, if you can't watch us on YouTube and you want to watch it on the go, you can now on Podbean.
Ooh.
If you have the Podbean app, or if you're on the website, if you look up TAGPW, you'll be able to find us. The link is is tagpw.podbean.com. Make sure you go over there, subscribe to us also. Enjoy us on the go. And yeah, that's it. What else? Where else can they listen to us, Prophet?
Where else can they listen to us?
Yeah, man.
Well, soon it's going to be everywhere.
Hell yeah.
Soon it might be on Spotify. You might even see us on Apple.
Mm.
But for right now, listen to us on YouTube. And I'm about to do the thing that I do every week. So if you listen to the show and you enjoy what you hear, please hit that like button. It for sure helps us out. And also, if you want to catch all of our other episodes, including the OVA and the command grab, subscribe. Doesn't cost you nothing, but it will also get you all of our content whenever it comes out. And also hit the bell because YouTube's weird like that. It sometimes doesn't notify people even if there is a new episode. All right, let's get on with the show.
Woof. We already gave a little shout out to New Japan. They've been having stellar shows over the last couple of weeks. But we will talk about that a little bit later. We got to get into this week's episode of AEW Dynamite.
Oh boy, man, this was an episode, man.
I'm not. I'm not.
This was an episode.
I'm not gonna hold you. Uh, I was definitely like checked out for a lot of it, to be honest. But I still enjoyed this episode.
Yeah, it's a. I think like half the world was checked out.
Yeah, makes sense.
It makes sense, right? Um, but I didn't get. The funny thing is, I didn't get to watch the episode until yesterday
Oh shit. Okay.
because Sling was being a bitch. Like they literally, like for no reason at all, cut off my service for Sling.
That's bullshit.
So after arguing with them, and then they finally found it was their fucking fault, they reactivated my stuff. And then so nothing was recorded. So I had to watch the on-demand version of Dynamite yesterday
Mm.
versus having it DVR'd and all that good stuff, so I could skip all the goddamn commercials.
HBO Max can't come soon enough.
Oh yeah, the second HBO Max comes, I'm fucking dropping Sling. They're done.
Oh yeah.
It's like, oh man, yeah, fuck all that. But yeah, and that also led to I couldn't watch Collision or Rampage because it wasn't on demand yet.
Don't worry, I got you. Because of how this week went, I actually had to take literal notes. So I have
Oh no.
notes of both. We're good.
Oh, okay. All right. But yeah, man, let's get into this. Let's get into AEW Dynamite.
Just
So
mm-hmm.
Dynamite started off probably in the best way it could have. My opinion. Um Tony Schiavone was in the ring immediately when the show came on. Like it went straight to the ring to Tony Schiavone. And who did he bring out? The Hurt Business. Oh, not the Hurt Business. Fuck the Hurt Business. It's the Hurt Syndicate now.
Yes, sir.
And he brought the Hurt Syndicate. He called them out. And man, let me tell you, that theme song is fucking dope as hell.
I love that they all have their own theme song. I don't know about MVP. I don't think MVP has his own. But
Uh-huh.
Shelton and Bobby have their own. And then they have like the joints version that's also sick. Man.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, that shit is so dope. So they came out. All of them came out to the ring looking like $1,000,000. And as soon as they all got into the ring, they were the fans were going crazy. They were chanting MVP. That shit was loud.
They know what's up.
And when Tony Schiavone was about to talk, he's like, MVP was like, yo, 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 hold on. Let the people do their thing. And don't rush this. And then he told Tony Schiavone to get out of the ring. And right at the start of it, he introduced himself. And of course, the fans yelled MVP out loud when he did that. And then he introduced Shelton Benjamin. And then he gave the introduction to Bobby Lashley. Man, those people were going nuts. He was pretty much like talking about, hey, our goal is to get some young talent and bring them up. So he's pretty much saying, if we give you that card, that is the golden ticket. Again, that is the golden ticket to take you to success. But if you don't want it, and if you don't take it, you're going to end up like Swerve. So if you say no, they're going to beat the shit out of you.
Poor
um,
Swerve.
and, as they were talking, MVP was like, yo, he mentioned Swerve again. He's like, yo, we really wanted to help Swerve, but Swerve didn't want our help. So we had to beat him down. That's all there is to it. And then Swerve's music went on, right? Swerve kept it short and sweet. Swerve was trying to get in the ring with that chain. I'm sorry, Swerve, you with the chain, baseball bat, gun, doesn't matter. You would have got mauled by the Hurt Syndicate.
Oh yeah.
You had no chance. So, all Swerve said when he got the mic was Bobby Lashley full gear. MVP was like, see you there, kid. So, they didn't make it official yet, but I'm going to tell you it's official. Swerve versus Bobby Lashley at full gear.
God bless.
So I saw a thing on one of the, on online, and someone asked, "Hey, what was Bobby Lashley's best match before Swerve?" Because it's going to be him and Swerve is going to be his best match after that. It's going to be his new best match.
I can tell it's probably
And I
something.
gotta agree.
It's probably something in TNA. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I have to agree, man. I have to agree. But yeah, Lashley got mentioned more than once this week on two different shows. Just saying.
We gotta give a shout out really quick because they've been doing it more consistently. They've been taping Collision on Thursdays now.
Yeah.
So instead of doing the Wednesday and then waiting 3 days and going Saturday, so you can't really get people going everywhere. Thursday, everyone just kind of drives up or flies up or does whatever they got to do to get to the Collision show, and they can be there.
Uh-huh.
So shout out to that because we got a couple of sightings that we probably did not expect to be on Collision this week.
Nice.
Including the Hurt Syndicate.
Oh, shit.
Yep.
Well, that's also happening with Ring of Honor, too. There's just people showing up there.
Mm-hmm. Well, we talked about last week, right? Like their imminent TV deal. So at some point, you got to get some more people there, and they're going to be stuck around there, right? So they'll move around somewhere.
Yeah, they got the roster. They can do it.
Oh, yeah. All the people that AEW has signed, yeah.
Yeah, man. Oh, man. So, yeah, man, like, whew, that's going to be a match, man.
Yeah, it is.
That is going to be a match. So immediately right after that, we have the first match, which is Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin versus the Death Riders. And for all you guys that have been listening to the show, you can look all the way back when I called Moxley's crew the Death Riders.
Mm-hmm.
You heard it here first, folks. I called them the Death Riders before they were the Death Riders.
It took them a little while to confirm it because they were still calling them the BCC on TV, but they finally went and did what they were supposed to do.
Yeah, no, they were just being stubborn. They didn't want to give me credit immediately. It's fine. It's fine. Now I'm gonna take it. So, this match they fought. Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin fought two of the trios champions, which is Claudio and Pac. Man, let me tell you, I think I need another match between Pac and Orange Cassidy.
Oh, yeah.
Just a singles match. Because, man, they were laying it into each other at the beginning of the match. And, of course, Pac's crazy ass was doing, like, all kinds of stuff. Like, Pac was all over the place because it's Pac.
Mm-hmm.
And with Orange Cassidy's passive style, he just leads Pac somewhere and then, like, randomly out of nowhere DDTs him. Like a swinging DDT. Like, what is going on here? There was a few times where, because in the beginning, Orange Cassidy was in, so of course it was a lot of Pac and Claudio beating the crap out of Orange Cassidy, like at the start. And there was points where Orange Cassidy, he would dodge Claudio, he would, maybe get a move on Pac, but for the most part, the BCC were super aggressive and they were, kind of taking control until Darby tagged in. All 150 pounds of Darby Allin. And Darby does what Darby does. He gets in there, throws his whole body into everything, and then it's an imminent car crash every time because, like, somebody is tossing him somewhere. But yeah, man, like, not to get into it, I think, like, this is one of those matches, like, it was good, and I think people should for sure watch it. It was a fun match. Like, it was a really fun match. Pretty much, this ended, like, in a no contest. BCC jumped in, and then the conglomeration, eventually ran in and saved Darby and Orange Cassidy. but yeah, it was mainly like BC Death Riders did not care. Their point was they were trying to hurt Orange Cassidy. I think they almost succeeded
We're pretty
because
close.
they got in some shit, and it took the conglomeration coming out to run them off.
Yeah.
So, um, but yeah, um, overall though, this was a really fun match up until the end. The end was cool too. Like you kind of knew it was going to happen. You weren't nobody was going to take a pin here. No one was going to lose. It was just a setup for, hey, let's beat the crap out of Orange Cassidy so he doesn't make it. Big deal. And they almost pulled it off, but the conglomeration was waiting.
This is also a really good setup too, right? Because there's two factions right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
We know or we feel like either Orange Cassidy or Darby are going to be winning the AEW World Championship from Moxley. That's how it
Yeah,
feels right now. We could easily be wrong, like obviously, but it feels like those two are the ones. So it makes sense that no one lost in here.
yeah, yeah. Um, I feel like it's going to be. I feel like it's going to be Darby Allin winning it from John Moxley.
We talked about it, right? It's gonna be the ultimate. I think it's gonna be the ultimate underdog story, right? Orange
Yeah.
Cassidy's gonna go to Full Gear. He's gonna do his Ashita no Joe, die in the ring. Well, not literally, not literally, but you know what I mean. He's gonna sacrifice. Darby's gonna step up, and then at some point, Darby is going to beat John Moxley, and then here will come Christian Cage and the
Yep.
patriarchy, and we're gonna get that whole Washington underdog story, like how they did back in the day for old boy Danielson.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not the same. I hope it won't be exactly the same as that, but I actually hope that doesn't happen. But it is right there.
It's there, man. It's just right there. But yeah, I think it was overall it was fun.
Mm-hmm.
You got the car crash moment, which is somebody tossing Darby Allin into the depths of hell, and he comes back out and fucking tries to fight off everybody with all 150 pounds of himself. So yeah, it
Mm-hmm.
was good.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so like right after this, there was hardest working woman in AEW, Renee, who catches everybody backstage. Ain't nobody getting past Renee. She caught up with Ricochet, and she was, trying to ask who the mystery partner was. Ricochet was like, you know what? I'm not gonna tell you, but I got somebody. And then as he was talking to Renee, MVP and the Hurt Syndicate show up and pretty much surround him. And you got Lashley there going, yeah, nice tie, nice suit, you know. um, and Ricochet was like, yo, we talked already. He's like, and MVP was like, yo, we just came to wish you good luck. Like that's like a very like intimidating good luck, but yeah, they came to wish him some good luck. And Ricochet was like, yo, watch me work. And they're like, all right, we will. And that was pretty much it. And before he left, Bobby Lashley was like, nice suit. It just left. So I don't know, man. I feel like Ricochet is going to join them at some point.
Nah, man, I don't think so. Ricochet, like I feel like if Ricochet was in a situation like Leo Rush's, who we'll talk about later too, it makes sense there. Ricochet right now is doing his shit, bro. Like he's not floundering. He's popping with the crowd. He's gonna have an international title match coming up pretty soon, right? He's doing fine. I think the Hurt Syndicate are gonna beat the shit out of Ricochet, but I don't think they're gonna rock together.
Yeah, or either that or they'll get the guy that we're going to talk about later tonight or later in the card.
Yup. Yup.
Oh man. So apparently this whole time while all this stuff was going on, the conglomeration were just waiting in the ring with Mark Briscoe's theme music playing.
Hmm.
And now we start, we go to our next match, the Fight Without Honor trios match. With the learning tree versus the conglomeration. All right. This match was actually pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie. I
Eh.
know you don't want to admit it, but it was fun.
Eh.
It's okay. It's okay. I know deep down you thought it was fun. Um it wasn't a long match, to say at least. It was a match where everybody got the shit in early, right? Big Bill was choke slamming and doing his boot to people. Kyle O'Reilly was kicking the shit out of people and grabbing some submissions. Ishii was chopping the hell out of somebody, doing Ishii things. Briscoe was wild card. He was just doing everything, right? So the match ends with Ishii hitting Jericho with the lariat and a brainbuster and then pinning Jericho. After the match, though, Ishii picks up that Ring of Honor World title. So we already know the next ROH. I have a feeling the next ROH title match is going to be Ishii versus Jericho, because they got some unfinished business, and they were pretty much saying that through the whole match that Jericho and Ishii have unfinished business. They Jericho tried to put him out, and it was just now he's back.
Mm-hmm.
Or 3 weeks later, or one short month later. We thought he was going back to Japan, and then he was like, you know what? So, a Super Juniors thing is going on. All right, I'm back.
I definitely thought he was going to be going for like World Tag. I thought he was going to be back in Japan for World Tag League. Ishii's not. If I remember correctly, I need to remember. Ishii, I don't think is in World Tag League. So I think Ishii's chilling.
Yeah, like he's going to his favorite promotion, AEW.
No, I don't know about that one. I'm looking right now just to make sure. Ishii.
It's still under New Japan, but his favorite promotion to go to when he's not in Japan.
No, Ishii is definitely not here. Definitely not here.
Somebody told pretty much Rocky Romero was like, "Hey, go to AEW." He's like, "All right, done."
Look, New Japan might not book him as much as they should, but AEW gonna keep him booked and busy. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, no, like it would be like having. It was like when Shibata was, first in AEW and Ring of Honor, right? Like he was booked every week.
Yeah.
He had the pure title for like 190 days or some shit like that. He was booked every week.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the whole thing, right? Because New Japan wouldn't clear him. Like New Japan, which I know people get weird about New Japan and Shibata and all that kind of shit, right? But Shibata literally almost died in a New Japan ring. So New Japan was like, you know what? No. And then AEW took him.
Yeah. Tony Khan's like, he's like my favorite wrestler. All right, cool. You're in.
He's cleared. I know he's cleared. He can wrestle. And he's been wrestling.
Yep. Yeah. No, like Ishii and Minoru Suzuki. Those are the two guys that will always have work in AEW if they want it.
God damn. Suzuki especially, because that motherfucker is not... He is everywhere but New Japan. This year. Everywhere else.
Yeah, man. So if there is a mystery opponent, it's always I'm just gonna say it's Suzuki.
Usually.
I might be right.
We can guess that usually.
It's 50%. No, 75%.
The funny thing about World Tag League is Alex Zane doesn't have a partner because his partner is usually Lance Archer, right? Monster Sauce.
Yeah.
Alex Zane has nobody there, so I don't think anyone's guessing Suzuki, but it would be hilarious if he's also the ex or the secret partner there too.
All right. Well,
Probably
I'm gonna
not
call
though.
that shit right now. I'm gonna call it right now. It's Suzuki.
That would be hilarious. It starts in 9 days. I want to see. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna watch World Tag League. We might not talk about it too much on the podcast, but I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, man. No, I'm gonna guess Suzuki because I'm about 50. I'm 50-50 on this.
I can't think of who else it could be. To be honest, I haven't been following Alex Zane too much lately, so I have no idea who else it could be.
Yeah. All right. So right after this, Moxley and crew were about to leave the arena. Of course, they get stopped by somebody. They stop to address Darby and Orange Cassidy on the thing. It was pretty much Mox saying, "Hey, Wheeler doesn't owe Orange Cassidy anything. Wheeler knows he's a soldier." I think he kept saying that.
Mm-hmm.
He's a soldier in the group. He knows what it means to sacrifice, which means, man, something fucked up's gonna happen to Wheeler, man. um, and he was, and at the end of it, he was disappointed in Darby Allin for not joining him. So, um, it was just like something that was short and sweet. Moxley just tying up a little bit of the stuff, not really tying up anything. He was just like adding to it and still being cryptic at the same time. So, so next up was, I would say, it was a pretty damn good match.
Mm-hmm.
So it was Adam Cole versus Malachi Black. Man, Adam Cole wasn't back before. He's back now.
Oh, for sure.
He had to work on this match, man.
Buddy tested that ankle last week just to make sure he was stomping on it, beat the shit out of it. Malachi made sure he could still work.
Yep. Malachi put him through the paces, man. And Cole, hey, to Adam Cole's credit, he wasn't sucking wind at all. He was going.
He looked great in this match. Like straight up, he looked great.
Yep. He looked like he's back in form.
Only took him a week. Only took him 2 matches.
Only took him 2 matches. Nope, I ain't gonna say it.
Mm-mm. We gonna be talking about that other person next week. They gonna be on the show next week. We'll deal with that person then.
Yeah, we'll deal with them then. But man, I would say the matches on Dynamite this week. This is one of the ones you need to watch. Like between this one and I would say the main event
Mm-hmm.
are probably like the two. If you were gonna watch, if you had a few matches to watch, you had enough time and you DVR'd it and you want to catch 2 matches, I would say catch this one and catch the main event. Because this one, Malachi was beating the crap out of Adam Cole, man. Like in the beginning of it, Adam Cole wasn't getting that much offense. Malachi was dodging everything. At one point, Malachi hit him with the end. And it was like, oh shit, is it over? And of course, Adam Cole kicked out.
Mm-hmm.
Most people don't kick out of the end at all. Once he hits you with that, that's it. But this is also to sell the story of, hey, he's hell bent at getting at MJF, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, at the end, towards the end of the match, Malachi was sitting there and he was like, all right, come on, hit me with it. With the boom. The boom, the Shining Wizard, goddammit.
Shining Wizard.
So he wanted him to hit him with the Shining Wizard in the back of the head. Adam Cole does that and puts him out. And, pins him and wins the match. At the end of the match, Adam Cole went to shake his hand. Um, Out Malachi Black, hugged him at the end. Shook his hand and hugged him at the end. Everybody thought the sky was falling after that. Oh no, this is his last match. It's like, I don't know if you jackasses know he signed till like 2026.
Yeah, people got weird. He literally wrestled on Collision the next day, like literally the next day.
Literally the next day. Like, stop being weird, people. Like, he's signed for a pretty long time. He's not going anywhere.
I will say though, if he wasn't going anywhere, that was a that was an ending that made you think he was leaving. Like I will give look. I will always call people out on their bullshit as always, but look, it is because at first I was like, I was like, why are they doing this? Maka must be leaving. Oh yeah, that's right. He's not leaving anytime soon. Because it kind of random a little bit, but and even with what Adam Cole said, you're gonna get into what we said first. After it was like, oh, what is going on? He's definitely still here. I guess y'all just are never gonna see each other again. I guess. All right, okay.
Well, I feel like Malachi just trolled him. Trolled everybody.
Because
and also, oh, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say also too, like it could have been like because like Malachi at the beginning said, "Hey, maybe you can stop the voices." So Malachi pretty much was testing him to make sure he can go against MJF. So, Adam Cole succeeded. So it was pretty much, all right, good job. You can do it now. We trained you up. You can do it. But yeah, I think, oh man, we got to see who Roddy, if Roddy's gonna make it.
Oh, I'll let you know.
Because I feel like they're gonna throw some shit his way.
I'll let you know.
Oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Was that on Rampage or Collision?
Collision.
Okay. But so like right after that, MJF, they showed MJF, you call, of course he was watching and he called somebody at the end. And he's like, "Yeah, I need you to pay someone a visit." You get to like later on, you see this motherfucker. That dude's huge. That he sends.
Yeah, I don't know who the fuck he is, but he needs to be in a wrestling ring ASAP.
He's a wrestler.
I know. Put him in the ring.
This dude's like, that dude was a fucking giant, man. Like even Don Callis was about to shit a brick, dude. we'll get into that later, though. Of course, like I said, nobody's getting past Renee, and she caught Switchblade Jay White right after this, and it was pretty much par for the course, right? Switchblade talking about Hangman, saying, "Yo, at Full Gear, you're gonna get the best Jay White, pretty much. I'm gonna beat your ass, and I'm gonna move to the next thing, right?" But of course, as Jay White is talking, Wild Hangman comes out, and and of course he's gonna he's beating the crap out of Jay White. You can't stop Hangman. Main character. He ain't going down lightly. Jay White was trying to fight back, but he couldn't, of course. And right before Hangman was about to like hit him, he put Jay White in a fucked up position. He was about to hit him with the chair. Juice Robinson ran out, and Hangman ran away. And Jay White got the mic, of course, and he's pretty much egging Hangman on even more. He's like, "Hey, don't run away. I want to know what you're gonna do to me at Full Gear." And he's like, "You know what? I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna completely dismantle you. I'm gonna take you out." And of course, Switchblade hit him with the line. At full gear, Hangman breathes with the Switchblade once more, and that leg will be your downfall once more. And maybe I'll be the first one to make Hangman tap out. Hangman, I hope you're playing possum, man.
Let's go Switchblade. Let's go Switchblade.
Hope you're playing possum, man.
Now Switchblade's about
Don't let
to
Switchblade do that to you, Hangman. You're the main character.
he about to break that leg. I'm telling you, Switchblade's about to break that leg. Get him out of here.
Never. This ain't even Dragon Ball. He's getting the Zenkai boost. I don't care. Hangman gonna win. So immediately right after this, Renee catches up with somebody else. She was backstage with Chris Statlander. And yeah, Camille tried to run her over.
Oh yeah, we almost saw a fucking felony. Felony assault with a deadly weapon.
Like, Chris Statlander was moments away from getting killed. Of course, Camille missed. And when, after she missed, Chris Statlander pulled her ass out of the SUV and beat the crap out of her. And then she picked up Mercedes and threw her on the fucking on the hood of the SUV.
Sent that TBS title flying 5 feet back too.
Yeah, man. And what you heard though was good. Mercedes hit that thing and like bounced and flew off, and then there goes the TBS title. Like, Jesus. It's like some shit. Like the way Mercedes like flew and bounced off that thing, it was like, like when something happens to Peter in Family Guy.
Oh yeah.
That's what it looked like. She just ragdolled like that. But yeah, short and sweet, but damn good segment.
There was a part there too where Mercedes started berating Camille again, like, you can't do nothing right, and then they got their asses beat by Chris.
Oh no, man. Chris Statlander might be the TBS champ once again.
Nah, dog, ain't gonna happen.
I don't know, man.
I can't see it yet. I can't see it yet. I hope they don't do the dumb thing of, Mercedes and Camille having problems right now, right?
Yeah.
Mercedes gets past this, maybe. Who knows? But if she does, then all of a sudden, her and Camille break up, and then Camille is like, I'm a challenger for the TBS title. Nobody knows how to beat you other than me. And then, they do that bullshit. I hope that doesn't happen.
I doubt that. I think it's going to be more like Camille fucks up again, and it could be during the TBS title match. Camille fucks up, like, say, like, she messes up and Stat wins, right? They have a falling out, and maybe Mercedes introduces a new heavy, and that heavy runs over Camille.
Come on, Megan Bain.
Hey. That'd be some shit.
Come on. That's the hope. The hope is Camille is just the placeholder for Megan Bain, and she can run with the world title with Megan Bain as her heavy.
Yeah, because I feel like Mercedes has done a ton for that TBS title already. It's put it on the map and also, I honestly think it's time for Mercedes to move up to that world title picture.
I mean, we're gonna be talking about Mariah soon, right?
Yep.
And Mariah doesn't really seem happy either. So there's definitely it would be really nice. I don't want Mercedes to lose. I don't want that to happen. Not to Chris, but it would be nice if she moved over and we got a little feud for the world title.
Yeah. Or, you get option B, and that's Athena moving up and just taking it.
I would love Athena to be the TBS champion. Like her first night, like back on Dynamite,
Yeah.
beating Mercedes. I would love that.
Like she's gonna like she's gearing to lose the ROH women's title soon.
That's gonna be a match to watch. It's gonna be her and Billy Starks. That's gonna
Yep.
be a match. I feel the one thing I hope about that though is I hope that we get that on wherever Ring of Honor TV is. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Because Athena, Billy Starks, like that crew has done so much to build Ring of Honor to get to this point, to where I do not want people to think, oh, Jericho got the title. Jericho is the reason. Athena built Ring of Honor this era to what it is. If it wasn't for Athena, we probably wouldn't have half the shit that we have for Ring of Honor right now.
Yep.
So I want to make sure Jericho has the title. Sure, they might get a TV deal with Jericho as the helm over there as the men's world champion. But ROH's real world champion is Athena, and I want y'all to remember that.
Yep. The forever champion.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like, but I do think Mercedes is going to lose one of her titles real soon.
I definitely can't see the strong because she's gonna be wrestling at the next show that's gonna be in the States. She's gonna be wrestling there. I don't see her losing there. She's gonna be, if anything, I can see her maybe losing to whoever she wrestles at Wrestle Dynasty in in Tokyo, in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see her losing that one soon. TBS, I definitely don't want her to lose. I would definitely like to see her hold that title for longer. But I don't think, at the end of the day, I don't think it matters. Because no matter whenever Mercedes is done here, she's going straight over to that world title. So, whatever.
Yeah. Yep. But let's see. Next up. So next up is a Christian Cage segment. Man, there is one specific part of this segment, and I was like, "Oof, Christian, you're going too hard, man."
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know which part you're talking about, and oof.
So Christian was pretty much talking about how one, how Kip Sabian is the new member of the family of the patriarchy, and because he had the foresight to take the pin, and made sure he didn't sign the contract because the Death Riders were waiting in the back, and if he would have signed it, they would have jumped in and he would have lost. So that's why Kip Sabian is part of the patriarchy now. Hook comes out, and of course, there's a ton of security there, so Hook can't get past him. And Christian was talking about how Hook is a wild card, the whole thing, and how he wants Hook in the patriarchy, but he kind of turned it a little and started talking about Taz. And first thing he said was, Taz was, part of an outlaw promotion. He was like a leader of an outlaw promotion. He was a big fish in a small pond. And what happened when he came to the big pond? He hung up his boots and became an announcer because he couldn't handle it. I was like, ooh, yikes.
Yeah.
And then at the end of all that, he was like, yeah, I wish your dad was dead. I was like, God damn. And then Hook rushed to the ring and, he beat up security pretty much. And the last moment was like Hook putting a red rum on one of the security guards while staring at Christian in the patriarchy. I was like, man, Christian making it personal.
Super personal. Like it was. I don't know. I guess I get the shock got me. It was like, oh, I wish your dad was dead. Jesus Christ. Like we know he's just in the hospital. He'll be all right. Like, everything's okay. Like, no,
He's good.
he's
He
fine.
said he's like, I'm alive.
Yeah, like Christian, relax, bro. Like I get it. I understand, but realistically, Christian I know it's been like this for a while. I know this. Christian really do be having a lot of people that have like actual dead fathers around him.
Part of the gimmick.
It's he's literally pulling everyone that has a dead father into the patriarchy.
Because he's a father figure.
They don't have to really be dead.
But they do in Christian's eyes. Because he can break them down by talking mad shit about them.
I think I'm gonna sound like a hypocrite for this, and I fully understand that. Hook needs to be around Christian Cage for like 6 months. I don't know how they're gonna extend this feud out. They need to extend this feud out for a while. Make sure Christian Cage can teach anything and everything to Hook in however long this feud lasts.
I'm actually okay with that. Like, because like the main thing Hook has to learn how to do is fucking talk, right?
Yeah,
because you're not going to get around Christian Cage and you can't talk. Like, you got to work on that. Like, there's just no way. Like, in order for it to get better, you got to find out how to be a better talker. And that's like Hook's kryptonite right now. He's not a great talker.
I can tell you right now. We got a little bit of Nick Wayne on Collision because he wrestled AR Fox. And I'm not gonna talk about the match, but Nick Wayne did like a little promo beforehand. It was very good. It was a very good promo. Nick Wayne could not talk like that a year ago.
Nope. Nope. So, I can already tell you. Nope.
Yeah. Stick Hook with Christian. They don't have to, like, Christian does not have to join the patriarchy. That is perfectly fine. But keep Hook around Christian for as long as you can.
Yep. It's just like how it's pretty much how like Athena bringing up Billy Starks, right?
Yeah.
Like, you see Billy Starks when she first got in, and you watch Billy Starks now. It's almost two completely different people.
Literally night and day. Billy Starks is so good right now.
Yeah, she's really good. But that's one of the things. Like, you put them with people that'll actually teach them something, right? And not somebody that's just gonna, I don't know. I won't say take advantage. It's just not like, it's just people to stand in front of, right? Like,
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, it's pretty much Jericho. Anytime Jericho does that, it's just you. I say Jericho, you already know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. If we want to break it down for people who don't know, when Jericho first came in, he had the Inner Circle. The Inner Circle was Santana Ortiz, Jake Hager, who had a night Tuesday, by the way.
Yeah, Coke and what is it? We'll just say a Coke fueled night. Yeah.
Yeah. And Sammy Guevara, right? What happened with that? Hager's gone, which, understandable was what it is. Santana Ortiz split. That's not Jericho's fault. That's not Jericho's fault at all. But Santana Ortiz split. They're not. Santana's on TNA doing his thing. Ortiz can't even get on AEW TV anymore, like, at all. Sammy.
I thought he was hurt.
Is he hurt?
Yeah, I thought for the longest time he was hurt.
I thought he wasn't. I thought he just hasn't been on TV. If he's hurt, if he's hurt, that makes sense.
Yeah, like I think he, like, not too long ago he recovered. So now it's trying to fit in where he can on current TV, which is going to be real hard.
Ring of Honor spot, easy Ring of Honor spot.
Yeah, get the Ring of Honor.
And then we got Sammy, and we're gonna be talking about Sammy a lot if we go through every iteration of what Jericho did.
Yeah.
Jericho really didn't help anybody, to be honest. Like, the only person who really got like a lot of buzz from being with Jericho, it was because of what he was doing himself, was Daniel Garcia with the dance.
Yeah.
So is like, my Jericho hate is not stemmed out of like literally nowhere. Jericho's been doing this for a while. It's just he's been getting away with it. Jericho hasn't really uplifted anyone. He's gotten them a lot more TV time, which is great, but really he hasn't uplifted anybody. If anything, the people who are uplifted from him happen in spite of him instead of his actual influence.
Yeah, like for instance, Daddy Magic.
Oh yeah.
Daddy Magic is like one of the best announcers now.
Yeah.
like by far. Like I like he gets on the mic, I'm like, yeah, Daddy Magic's the shit.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just Christian would do wonders with Hook, because he's already done wonders with Nick Wayne. So just make it last. We have it here. Y'all got it. Make it last.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I agree. Let's see. Okay, so like right after this, Alex Marvez was talking with Don Callis, and he was asking him about Brian Cage and Lance Archer. Like, I'll just call them Team Murder because that's what they are. So during this interview, this is when this behemoth just walks up to Don Callis, and he hands him an envelope with some money in it. And then he plays a message from MJF. So MJF was like, hey, he's got a mission for the Don Callis family. He needs him to take out Adam Cole and make sure he doesn't make it to Full Gear. And, Don Callis is like, oh, that's a lot of money. And then he's like, hey, and on the phone thing, MJF is like, yo, there's more where I came from if you get the job done. And oh, by the way, don't scratch up my Dynamite Diamond ring, because there's more big guys in suits like the one you see in front of you that will come after you if you do. So that guy walks away, and then Cal is being the dickhead he is. He's like, all right, and then he puts on the Dynamite Diamond ring and walks, pretty much goes to walks in the ring because well, no, not up next. That's right after this. But yeah, short segment. I want to see that giant dude in the ring, because yeah, there ain't no way you're gonna have that guy there and he's not gonna like take some people out. I mean, that guy had to have been like 6'5", 6'6".
He was built like a brick shit house too. Like he looked huge in that suit.
Yeah, that suit was crying for help, man, because he would have exhaled. That shit would have blew up, man. Shit.
He had wrestling gear under. He said, look, I'm gonna be on TV. I'm gonna be prepared. I'm gonna get the tightest suit that I can get. I'm gonna look huge. So fucking I can get somewhere. AEW gonna put me on TV. I'll get a WWE ID thing, something.
He'd probably get on. He'd probably be in Ring of Honor soon enough.
With Lee Moriarty in the judge, just get Lee with two big brothers and just be good.
God, man.
And Shane Taylor, another big brother.
Shane Taylor, yeah. So this would be the Shane Taylor, the infantry. No, absolutely not. I'm just gonna make this worse and make him join the Hurt Syndicate.
Jesus. I mean, we're about to talk about somebody else that could look like the Hurt Syndicate too, and it's just again, bunch of big brothers.
Yeah, really big dudes. Okay, so like right after this was the match between Penelope Ford and Jamie Hayter.
Let's go.
It was a short match, but it was a good match. I think like I actually, to be honest, I think this match was like 5 minutes.
I think so. Yeah.
um, so like right, right from the jump, Penelope Ford, because like Jamie Hamer was on the top doing her thing on her entrance. Penelope Ford knocked her off the fucking top rope, and she fell and like, man, the way she hit her back on the side of the ring, I was like, oh shit. And Jamie Hayter, man, like, but yeah, man, like Hayter got back up and went to work. And there was at one point, Penelope Ford did the what is it? It's the Sasuke special. That's what she did. Where she does where they get thrown in the corner, and then she does the handspring back elbow. No, that's not the Sasuke special. That's a Tiger Mask move. Yes. So she did that, and then yeah, man, like there was she failed the moonsault attempt. And then like after that, Jamie Hayter planted her with the Haterade. And 1, 2, 3. That was it.
As much as that match was short, I did enjoy it. I do wish it was longer because I want to see Penelope Ford wrestle some more. I just like seeing her wrestle, and obviously Jamie Hayter.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Well, I think like having Penelope Ford in there, man, like Penelope Ford is no slouch. Um, that's probably where, in a couple years Anna Jay will be like, because Penelope Ford's like pretty good. She's pretty good. And she rounds out that mid card very nicely.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I thought it was a good match. It was quick, and yeah, I'm with you on that. I wish it was like at least like 10, maybe like 15 minutes or something like that to get a good match in. But I understand why it was short because of the next match.
Yeah, they did great with the time they had. As much as I wish that they had more time, because I feel like they would have done more great. There's nothing we can do about it, right? Like
Yeah, but yeah, I think like they'll probably rerun it back on Collision sometime at some time.
that's the hope. I do want to see that. I do want to see that again, or like
Yeah,
no matter what, just get more Penelope Ford and more Jamie Hayter on TV. Just I would love to see them more often.
yeah, yeah. Especially like since it's looking like they're trying to push Hater to get in that world title, getting in that world title picture again.
Mm-hmm.
So, so we for sure need to see more Jamie Hater on TV, and also, yeah, we need to see more Penelope Ford on TV.
Yeah.
So, right after this was the main event. So, Don Callis family, which was the proto star Kyle Fletcher and Konosuke Takeshita. And let me tell you, man, Kyle Fletcher's theme song is another one of those is dope as hell.
I as much as I miss him doing Aussie Open stuff, since he had that theme and he's had it for a while now, it's
Yeah.
so good. And it's nice to hear it more on like you hear it all the time on AEW or on a
Uh-huh.
Ring of Honor TV when he was on Ring of Honor. But being in the you didn't get to be in the building when he was doing a match on Ring of Honor when they were here.
Oh no, I didn't. Yeah.
That song bumps in an arena, bro. It's so good.
Oh fuck. See, next time when they come out here, I'm getting all the nights. Like I'm gonna be there. Like I'm gonna watch Ring of Honor. Oh, I'm gonna be there for Collision, Dynamite, whatever's there. I'm going for all of them.
It's so worth it. It's a lot of wrestling. I'll tell you right now. It is a lot of wrestling, but it's so worth it.
Wait. So you're talking to? So we're two guys that watch about, I don't know, between 8 to 10 hours of wrestling a week.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
It's fine.
This is it's different cuz even cuz I watch, like how much I watch. You watch a lot too. You just said it. We watch a lot of wrestling. I was fatigued near the end of it.
I get it. Yeah, but I'm gonna be there.
Hell yeah. Just because I said I was tired doesn't mean I'm not going to go again. Don't get that twisted.
Oh, don't get it twisted. I would be there. But man, let's so Ricochet comes out, has a mic in hand, and he's basically he told the Don Callis family, he's like, you guys are a bunch of idiots. See, I did some digging in October 4th of this year. A certain someone's contract with the Don Callis family expired, and he's pissed off because he feels like you forgot about him. So let me introduce you to my partner. And you hear that Powerhouse Hobbs.
I was so happy to see him back. I was so happy we're wrong. I'm so happy they didn't just do Osprey. I'm so happy they put Hobbs here instead.
Man, oh man. I'm happy to see Powerhouse Hobbs back, man. I missed him on TV, man.
Same.
It was just like he got injured from a freak accident when it happened. It was just, it was so weird.
It's weird. It was the curse of the New Japan Pro Wrestling IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. It was that title. It's not as cursed anymore, but it was cursed. Like when I remember this, we didn't have the podcast then at that time, but during that there was a whole conversation about Moxley's first defense should be in Japan. He should not immediately take this and go somewhere else. And then he takes it, faces Hobbs, and Hobbs gets injured immediately. Like cursed.
Yeah, man. Like, oh man, but I'm glad he's back and he's looking like a monster, man. And that other guy we were talking about earlier that could join the Hurt Business, Powerhouse Hobbs.
Let him be suited with the rest of the syndicate, bro. Oh my god.
He'll be a monster. They already got 2 monsters already. You add him in there, I don't know, man.
You want your Her Syndicate tag team, right?
I'll be him and like Leo Rush, right?
No, bro, him and Shelton.
Oh yeah. Whew, God.
Leo can do whatever he's gonna do with Bobby, like whatever. But you put Hobbs and Shelton Benjamin as a tag team. That is my 2025 Swerve in Your Glory.
Man, yeah. Oof. Be monsters. But I think Shelton Benjamin is going to go and get some singles titles first.
I would love to see him as international. I would love that.
Hey, he was in New Japan before.
Yeah.
So it's not out of the realm of possibility.
God, that'd be great. I want the Syndicate to have all the titles anyway. Like that's just not fair. You know what I mean? Like it's just whatever title that like you want to give him. Okay, cool. That's fine with me.
He's like, yeah, give it to him. Yeah.
I have no qualms on what title any of them get. Shit, give MVP 1 2. Why the fuck not? Fuck it. I know he can still wrestle. I know he doesn't want to. I know he can still wrestle.
Yeah, MVP can still go. Shit. He's already talking about going in Bloodsport, so yeah. You can still go.
You saw how he was stomping Swerve last week. That motherfucker can still wrestle.
Oh yeah. Don't let that king fool you.
No, God no. That's there just to complete the ensemble. Nothing else.
Yeah. Shit. But okay, let me get back to this.
Oh yeah, that's right. Man. We have a match we're talking about. That's right.
Got sidetracked of the greatness of the Powerhouse Hobbs interest. And hey, those fans popped. I did too.
Hell yeah. It's Hobbs.
It's Hobbs, man. He's homegrown. I don't care what anybody says. He's homegrown AEW.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. And right at the beginning of the match, Hobbs looked at Ricochet. He's like, "Hey, we going in?" He's like, Ricochet is like, "Yeah, let's go." And then they charged into the ring and started fighting. They were brawling right at the beginning of the match. Takeshita knocked out, Ricochet, but it didn't matter because Hobbs, he booted Fletcher and then fucking clothesline both of those guys, man. He took them out. He was looking like, man, don't fuck with Hobbs, boy. Hobbs was on a mission, man. Um, and like, so everybody was outside the ring, right? And there was one of the coolest spots on the of the night. Ricochet got on Hobbs's shoulders, and they walked over to the side of the ropes. Ricochet moonsaulted off of Hobbs's shoulders on the Fletcher and Takeshita.
Oh, so
That's
sick.
like a scene right there, man.
That's
That
so
shit was
sick.
sick. I mean, these guys can be a tag team too. Shit, I ain't gonna lie. But like, so after that, they all got in the ring. Of course, Adam Cole is they like kind of hand over it, and so you see Adam Cole watching the match. That's because next week on Dynamite, Adam Cole's going to be taking on Takeshita, which that's going to be a banger of a match.
Man.
They dropped that bomb in the middle of this match. I'm like, what? What's going on?
That Don Callis money, bro. That's that. Oh, my bad. That's that MJF money.
That's that MJF money. He made that shit happen quick. But yeah, no. So one of the other dopest ones of the night was Hobbs picked up fucking Takeshita, got on the top rope, and did a power slam off the top rope. That is like one of the first times I've seen somebody do an actual power slam off the top rope. That shit was dope.
Oh, Hobbs. Oh, Hobbs.
And Hobbs was of course he tried to pin Takeshita. Fletcher comes in, knocks him off. And then one of the other incredible things that happened in the night, because we can't talk about one side without talking about the other, Takeshita fucking picks up Hobbs and does that fucking, stalling German suplex that he always does. Did that to Hobbs. Hobbs is a big dude, man. He's at least 275. Takeshita picked him up and did that suplex like almost like it was. I won't say like it was nothing, but it was pretty easy.
It was light work, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, it was light. But Hobbs was like, nah. You ain't gonna. He got right back up. And then he clotheslined Takeshita. And Ricochet and Fletcher, they tagged in, they started going at it. And yeah, man, like this match kept going back and forth, but all right, so it ended with Ricochet doing the spirit gun. Oh, you weeb.
Didn't I say it was gonna be something weeby? I knew it.
He did the spirit gun, but spirit gun's sick though, so who cares?
Yeah.
He did the spirit gun to Takeshita and pinned him. Like immediately right after that, Archer, everybody, the Don Callis family came in, and it was all out war. And right when, because I think it was, so Mark Davis came in, and Cage and Lance Archer were holding Mark Davis. Fletcher rolls out of the ring. He gets a screwdriver. Right when he's about to nail Davis with the screwdriver, Will Ospreay comes in and saves the day. And they all ran. They said, "Fuck this." Archer and Brian Cage left the ring, and Ospreay was about to hit the hidden blade on Fletcher. And Fletcher, like, spider senses were tingling and he rolled out the ring. He's like, oh no, fuck that. But yeah, that was the end.
Very,
And
very good episode of Dynamite.
yeah, it was a damn good episode of Dynamite.
It's like what we were saying before, right? Like you're gonna have a little bit of slower weeks. It's gonna happen. This feels like this is probably gonna be like the vibe of Dynamite going forward, where there's not as much wrestling here. Like there's still some wrestling. There's still really good matches and things like that, but we're gonna get a little bit less wrestling and a lot, or not a lot more, but it'll be more balanced between the wrestling and the talking. We'll be getting more backstage segments, stuff like that. And I think they're finally getting their. To me, they're getting their balance. I really like where they're going with this right now. It doesn't feel like it's too much talking, and to me, it's never gonna be too much wrestling. So that's never even a doubt. But it feels like they found a really good balance. They should keep this for Dynamite at least.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I think for Collision and Rampage, those are the heavy wrestling focused shows. Like they just get right into it, and it's action the whole way through.
Oh yeah.
I think they should like stick with that. I feel like Dynamite is where they're telling their stories.
Collision though this week had like there's a couple promo packages that I want you to watch later that you're really gonna enjoy. But yeah, Collision is definitely the wrestling. Well, if we're talking about wrestling shows, Rampage is like the wrestling show, right?
Yeah.
Best hour of pro wrestling, and then Collision is definitely like the wrestling show also, but they have a little bit more things here and there. But they're both definitely the wrestling shows. You're right.
Yeah, yeah. Like they're more wrestling focused. Like Collision does like start like they do string along some of the stories. They do some story elements in Collision, but it's not like the main focus of the show. Whereas Dynamite is like it is more heavy story based. What happens on Dynamite now, and it's more about starting the stories and getting them. I don't want to say it's like pushing them through or getting them through. It's just starting those stories and getting them in, right? Like just getting them going.
Yeah.
And then it goes through all the shows and stuff like that. So yeah, it's just a setup. The better way to say it is just it's a setup for everything else.
And they're doing a really good job with their balance right now. Like it was kind of like jarring like last week, right? Because last week it felt like it just kind of happened. Realistically, it wasn't like that. Like they've been kind of easing down the wrestling a little bit more and putting up the promos a little bit more to get to where they are now. But it definitely felt like jarring last week. Now, I think this is where they are. They should keep this. This is a good balance for Dynamite. Don't do this shit on any other show.
Yeah.
Speaking of other shows, we're going to get into the rest of the week in AEW right now, and we're going to start with Rampage. And as I always say, I know I'm going to go through these. These are two very good shows this week again. So on Rampage, we start out hot. Match immediately. Viva Van versus Hikaru Shida. This match ended up being kind of short. A couple things that I liked in this match. They started off, instead of doing like the collar and elbow, they were kind of hitting each other with shoulder tackles. They were kind of trading those off at the beginning. Very fun way to start a match. It was a little bit different. At some point, Shida was able to hit like a really nice mat return. Like they were doing a little bit of chain wrestling. Shida spun around like a few times and then got like a little side slam on Viva Van. Looked incredible. It was a very good side slam. Eventually, Viva Van was able to take advantage of this match. She hit Shida with the spinning wheel kick. And then this is when Viva Van started like playing up the heel side of herself. Like crowd was kind of booing her. She was like enjoying that. We had a little bit of back and forth, but how this ended was Shida got a pin. She kicked out. Shida hit the question mark kick, and then a nasty Falcon's arrow for the win. This was another short match, but it was really good. After this, one of your favorites, Harley Cameron, had a backstage interview.
I saw that one.
She basically went through like her whole year. She broke down what was happening for her this year, which was hilarious. I didn't write down exactly all the things that she said, but it was hilarious. And she was about to say something else, but then Renee was like, we're out of time. And Harley Cameron's like, what? Like, yeah, we're out of time. They're like, don't mess with Harley Cameron. And then they kick back to Excalibur to get ready for the next match. He was about to talk really nice about Harley Cameron. He's like, oh yeah, Harley Cameron's, oh wait, we're out of time. Hilarious. If Harley Cameron isn't wrestling, make sure she gets a promo on a show every week.
Yes.
Been killing them.
Every week. Every
single week. She's been doing it for like the last few weeks, and it's been great. And now she's talking less about Soraya, and she's kind of doing her own thing now. Give her her own theme music, break her away from the outcasts, and let her fly. Wherever she's gonna go, let her fly. After that, we had a three-way tag between Dark Order, Silver and Reynolds, the Infantry of Shane Taylor Promotions, which I just love saying that. We got to see them here, and the Undisputed Kingdom, Taven and Bennett. This is a three-way tag, so you know how those go. Those are hard to break down. But I was able to take like some like okay notes. One thing to mention is since the Infantry is with STP, they are heels now. They played up the heel role in this match very well. Like the Infantry had control of a lot of this match. Charlie Bravo was beating the shit out of Reynolds to start. Taven tries to come in and tries to help out Reynolds and takes advantage of Charlie Bravo of the Infantry. And it worked for a little bit. But the Infantry was like kind of they were showing like a little mean streak. And they were able to eventually take control of Bennett when he came in. And this lasted for a few minutes. The Infantry were doing like tag team specialist stuff, tagging in and out, making sure they can beat up Bennett. And they were healing it up, I'm telling you. It was great.
Nice.
Eventually, Bennett has to tag in John Silver because Taven was out. And Silver comes in, hits a nice back body drop on Chandine to take control of the match. And at this point, this is when the whole match broke down. I couldn't take notes too much after this. One thing is Taven hit like this nice middle rope moonsault to the outside of the ring on the Infantry and Reynolds. Looked really good. Again, everything broke down at this point. But Undisputed Kingdom, Taven and Bennett were able to win this match. They actually pinned Reynolds. So thank you. They did not pin either member of the Infantry. But the Infantry looked really good in this match, so I can't wait to see what they do next. After the match, though, Brian Cage and Lance Archer came out and attacked the Undisputed Kingdom. Because they have like a little story going on in Collision right now with those two against the Kingdom. So we'll see where that goes. After that, we had Roddy Strong do a backstage interview. Roddy Strong talked mess about MJF as him and Adam Cole do. But then Jake the Snake Roberts shows up on screen. And Roddy is like, hey, y'all stole beasts from us. Give us back the Beast Mortos. And Jake the Snake was talking in Jake the Snake ways. Like, you can't write it down. You can't understand what he's saying. He's going to talk in his soliloquies, do what he's going to do. But this ended up setting up Roddy's second match for the MJF series, which is going to be Roddy Strong versus the Beast Mortos on Collision.
Oh, boy.
That's going to be a match that you should watch. For sure. Then we had a Vendetta promo where they're basically setting themselves up to get another person. We don't know who it is, but it was a nice little promo. They were walking around like a street. They were like drinking coffee. They were talking. It was a nice promo. Then we get into a very fun match. Not a great match, but very fun. Top Flight versus Beef and JD Drake. There's one note that I'm going to talk about first before I go into the actual notes. Beef and JD Drake look like a better team than Top Flight in this match.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Not really great for Top Flight. The match was still good, but Beef and JD Drake, despite being the heels, right? They're going to be the heels, so they're going to get more offense anyway. They just looked better than Top Flight did. But that could be story related because I'm getting to the match. To start, Beef and JD Drake started. Beef got a very huge pop. They were very happy for him. Beef puts Darius on his shoulders for the fireman's carry and almost drops him on his head. Like he can't gain his balance. So they're trying to like move around and stuff like that. Didn't look great, but he ended up getting up there and doing whatever he's going to do. We swap out. We get JD Drake and Dante Martin. The one cool thing that Dante Martin did was JD Drake tried to duck down under a clothesline, but Dante jumped on his back and then did a backflip off of his back, which was really cool. But, you know, Top Flight, whatever, to be honest.
Yeah.
JD Drake is able to take control of Darius once Darius comes back in the match. And we get this for a few minutes until we get to the commercial break. And you know how it is. AEW on TNT, they take away the match completely for picture-in-picture at a certain point. So I don't know what happened, but when we come back, Dante is in control. I don't know why, I don't know how it happened, but yeah, that's a thing.
Good old commercial break.
Good old commercial break. We couldn't get the whole picture-in-picture. This is when the match starts going a little bit more 50-50. Darius was able to distract Beef from doing the Kentucky meat shower, which is his frog splash, basically. And then Top Flight do their finisher, which I think is new. I don't think I've seen this one before. If I have, I don't remember it. It was like an ankle trip DDT to Beef for the win.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you either. The ankle trip DDT didn't really look great because it just looked like Dante just kind of slid and like tapped the ankle of Beef, and then Darius just kind of dropped him for the DDT.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't look great, to be honest. But they did it and they won. It's cool. One thing that happened in the match. Oh wait, no, it wasn't this match. It was actually on Saturday, so I'm not gonna worry about it now. So Top Flight is about to shake hands with Beef and JD Drake. But Leo Rush comes out. And you know Leo Rush is like walking out slow and does the swagger thing now where he's walking out slow. Yeah. And this is setting up for our main event, which is Leo Rush versus Commander Part 2. We get into that match. I'm not going to be able to explain this match because they went crazy again. One thing that was different, though, is Leo Rush stayed grounded a lot more in this match. But at the beginning, they kind of started with their jumping around. They were kind of trying to get advantage of each other. Leo started using his strikes and was able to take advantage of Commander. And that was Leo basically for the entire match. Leo definitely did like some of his like little flying around and stuff like that. Leo Rush stuff. But really, he just was using his striking more than anything.
Isn't that more like New Japan Leo Rush?
It is. Which is funny because I think he had a match in New Japan that night at Strong Style Evolved.
Oh, shit.
The same night. So he was definitely more like Blackheart Leo Rush than like normal Man of the Hour swaggy Leo Rush.
Uh-huh.
But he did still end up winning with the Man of the Hour. Like his Frog Splash. I don't know what he calls it in AEW. I don't think it's Man of the Hour in AEW. But Leo got the win. And that makes their series currently 1-1. Commander won last week. Leo wins this week. We need that third match. We need the tiebreaker, and he's happening on a Rampage this week. It needs to happen. It's not announced yet. We need it. Any thoughts overall on Rampage? That was the show.
That sounded like a fun show.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I really liked it. If you have time, definitely watch Leo Rush versus Commander. For sure. For sure.
Yeah. Like, she's literally on, like, every week. So they should sign her and, like, either get her in Ring of Honor or something like that. Viva Vaughn.
Yeah, bro.
Because, like, she was... I think at the same week, she's also on Ring of Honor. She was on Ring of Honor and Rampage. So, yeah. So, like, and she's she's starting to be a constant. I'm like, just go ahead, just sign her.
I'm pretty sure she was also on Strong Style Evolved also. Pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead and just make that a thing. If she's not already signed, go ahead and make that a thing.
Yeah.
I'd be happy for her. She's really good.
Yep.
Now we move over to Collision. This was a very stacked wrestling show, as we were talking about before. But there were some very interesting promo segments and vignettes in here. One vignette that I'm going to talk about off the top because I want to talk about this before we even get into the show. Julia Hart's. I don't know if you've seen it. Did you get a chance to see it?
Yep. I got a chance to see that one.
Bro. That might have been one of AEW's best vignettes that they've ever done. In my opinion, straight up.
Yeah.
She was doing the cheerleader gimmick, doing that whole thing again. And then she was also sitting in the stands. The cheerleader was scared. The cheerleader got shot dead. It was just very artsy, very House of Blackish. It was so good. And like I said, that happens later in the show. But I had to just talk about that first because that was honestly probably one of my favorite things that happened on the show. Straight up.
Yeah, I think I'm glad she's returning too. Like, got out of the injury, she's ready to go.
I need to see her in Jamie Hayter.
Oh, it's going to happen sooner or later.
Yeah. But we will get into the show. We start with like I was saying, Malachi Black wrestled again on Thursday. It was House of Black versus Iron Savages. So I don't really know what the whole hugging thing was about. They're cool, I guess. That's cool. One thing, Collision seemed like it was like they were there for some wrestling, bro. They were loud and proud. That crowd, that entire show, very fun. Made it a very fun atmosphere to watch. Yeah. House of Black comes out first, as they usually do. The Iron Savages and Jack Jameson come out and they're talking shit as they always do. And Malachi's face was hilarious because he looked like he did not want to be there with Jack Jameson talking at all. He looked completely over everything he was saying because his face was normal before. Then Jack Jameson starts talking. He just out of it. We don't have to talk about this match. Not much happened. House of Black won. They did all of their normal offense as they do. Got the win. One of House of Black takes the mic. I believe it was Malachi. But before he can say anything, FTR's music hits. FTR comes out. And one thing we haven't really talked about at all is there is going to be a contender series for a 4-way. And those 4 tag teams, or those 3 tag teams, will wrestle Private Party at Full Gear for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. Mm-hmm. We never got a chance to talk about it. One team had their match on Collision. FTR and House of Black are going to be having that match on Wednesday. FTR basically comes out to hype up the match, and they ask who are the 2 that are going to be in the match against them. And we find out it's going to be Malachi and Brody. So Malachi and Brody versus FTR on Wednesday for Dynamite.
The Kings of Black. Oh, boy.
Kings of Black Throne. Winner of that gets to be in the 4-way against Private Party, along with another team that we will talk about pretty soon, which was surprising to me.
I think I already know who.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we will talk about it. After FTR and House of Black do their thing, we go backstage and we see Leo Rush. Leo Rush is breaking down his history with Bobby Lashley and the rest of the syndicate. He pulls out the card, and Leo ends up challenging Swerve Strickland for Dynamite. Leo Swerve this Wednesday.
Ooh.
Yup. The way he was talking, it sounded like he might have challenged Bobby Lashley at first, but he switched up. So we were talking about it earlier. Leo, if there's any candidate that's getting ready to go into the syndicate, Leo is one.
Yeah.
There's also another one we're going to talk about a little bit later that I don't know if you'll be happy or not with, to be honest.
Oh, no. Oh shit.
We'll talk about that later, though.
Okay.
Next, we get into the first of 3 tag team matches for Full Gear. This is Top Flight versus the Outrunners. The winner of this match gets the first spot in the 4-way tag title match against Private Party at Full Gear. I don't have to explain this match because if you know an Outrunners match,
you know them all.
this is that. One interesting thing happened though was in the middle of the match, Darius is being like extra aggressive with Truth Magnum, right? With Truth. He throws Truth out around where Layla Gray is, because Layla Gray's out there with them. And Darius just does a tope and almost hits Layla.
Oh shit.
Like straight up. And then he gets up without saying anything to Layla and starts beating up Truth again. So Dante comes over and pushes Darius. It's like, what are you doing? You almost hit Layla. And Layla's kind of talking too. She's like, yeah, you almost hit me. What are you doing? And then they kind of jaw back and forth for like a couple seconds. So they look like they're having beef right now. The brothers, Darius and Dante.
Yeah.
I will say this now. This did not come into the end of the match. Like, their beef, whatever's happening with them, did not factor into the end of the match because they got back on the same page right after that.
Mm-hmm.
But it did not matter because with the Total Recall, the Outrunners beat Top Flight, and they are the first of the 3 tag teams to enter the Full Gear AEW World Tag Team title match.
Yeah, and they called it an upset too.
I also thought it was an upset. It has to be, right?
Yep.
I haven't asked you for any of these really, but what are your thoughts on this?
I think Top Flight is still trying to find what the hell they are. I don't think they've quite found it yet, which is why they're kind of. They have this little storyline going where everybody's beefing with each other and within the group.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to start seeing people leave, right? They're going to be going all different ways. And it's probably going to be back down to Darius and Dante again. Maybe with Layla Gray, maybe not, because Layla Gray's doing her own thing too now.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. Like, it's just once all that happens, everything settles. I think they start moving back up again.
It just feels bad because we talked about the match they had before against Beef and JD Drake, and there was no beef in that match. There was no like story progression for whatever beef is happening with all the Top Flight.
Yeah,
but the crowd was just more in tune with Beef and JD Drake, like the entire match.
Yeah, well, that's because we talked about this. I think it was a couple of months ago about just in general, just the problem with Top Flight is never the wrestling. It's just they don't really have personality.
No.
Certain people do. Layla Gray does. Leo Rush does. And now one person that's actually showing it now, Action Andretti.
Mm-hmm.
Darius and Dante are the weak. Like, if you want to just look at it, look at the total package, right? Darius and Dante are the weakest of the group.
Yeah.
Because all they can do is just wrestle.
And they're definitely trying with this whole like thing. I am not really a fan of I know Top Flight isn't breaking up. Like, that's not going to happen.
Yeah. No.
But I'm not a fan of the spat between those two. Personally. Like, yeah, your brothers, you're going to have beef every once in a while. But this just doesn't feel right. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I get Leo Rush being upset. I get Action Andretti being upset. I get everyone being upset. But it's weird to see Dante and Darius mad at each other, and then just kind of that goes away for the rest of the match.
Right. Yeah. Like I said, I think it's more of those two need to find whatever personality they're going to they need to find a personality. They need to find something that sticks for them, right? Everybody else has theirs.
Mm-hmm.
They don't. They just have like Dante Martin has that he could fly really high when he wrestles, right?
Mm-hmm.
Darius, I'm not so sure. I, he's kind of like middle of the road. So it's just, I don't know. You don't know, like, again, it's just like you don't really, their personalities aren't great,
Yeah.
right? Or it's just not showing, right? It's more of a, they're not able to project their personality how they want to.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I do hope they figure it out. We've been talking about Top Flight a lot lately. They're getting this
Mm.
story, and it feels like it's not working either. Like nothing that Top Flight specifically, Dante and Darius, nothing they can do right now seems like it's working.
Right.
So I don't know. I would have assumed that when I told you about them kind of arguing with each other, that would have helped with the end of the match, and it didn't. They had to
Right.
spat for a minute and then just went back to doing what they were doing and still end up losing anyway without like any distraction, nothing.
Yeah. And yeah, that's like, yeah, that's the weakest part, right? Like those two are like out of the whole team of all five. What? There's five people. Yeah. So
Yeah,
seven
that's
or
I think
eight.
that's right.
Yeah. So out of the five people, they're the weakest. Like they're equally weak, right? Like Darius Martin. I was trying to give you an explanation of what Darius Martin is. I have no clue.
It to me it feels like he's like the striker or power of Top Flight, but he's not really good at being like a striker or the strong man. Like I don't know. Like Dante has his thing, but Dante was
Yeah.
also able to do his thing by himself. Like how you were talking about Kyle Fletcher. Kyle Fletcher was able to do his thing by himself. He was already great, but improved.
Right. But the thing, the big difference though was Kyle Fletcher found a personality,
Yeah.
right? Like look at him now. Like he found out he found his thing. He found his gimmick. He's like mini Randy Orton now. Whatever. But in his own way, and it it works for him. Dante Martin is the guy that can fly really high. That's his thing. But he can't talk. He's terrible at it. Like he had like it's one of those things that like that's what Ring of Honor's for. That's where they like I think that's where those two need to go. Back to Ring of Honor, getting that thing going and finding it,
You know, it's that.
right?
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you.
Because that's what Kyle Fletcher did before he came back up, and now look at him now, right? So I think that's what they need to do. And like also, I'm gonna drop another team, another tag team in. By the way, the infantry, right?
Bro.
The infantry is night and fucking day. They turned heel. They found it, and now they got something to hold on to, and now they're a completely different. They're different than what they were like 2 weeks ago, right? They joined Shane Taylor. They, they're just how they act, how they move, you know, how they're working in the ring and stuff like that. Now it's completely different. You can feel it now. They jumped up. Darius and Dante, they haven't had a moment like that. They haven't found what the hell they are.
I hope they do, man. But you already said it. The infantry, they looked fantastic on Rampage, right? They were the best team in that three way, like straight up.
Yeah. And granted, the infantry was great anyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they were already great, but they needed that little extra bump, and them being with Shane Taylor was that bump that they needed.
Yeah, it was.
Instead of playing the good guys, no, just you guys are bad motherfuckers anyway, right? You're the infantry. You're bad motherfuckers. Just go out there and be badasses. To fuck people up. Heal it up.
And I mean, that's where Top Flight's going, right? Like, they're all more aggressive lately, right? So they're all trying to get there. I think instead of just doing it the way they have been, like just drip feeding it, they should just let it go at this point, right? Just make them heels and see what happens. You can do it. You don't have to do it on AEW TV. Like you said, they have Ring of Honor. Make them heels, put them in Ring of Honor and see what happens. Leo will be fine. Leo can be on Dynamite and he can get his shit because Leo is Leo. Like, no matter
Leo
what.
It's Leo Rush. And actually, you know what? Action Andretti, he's stepped up, man. Like, he's like, compared to what he was, and then he turned it up a little, he turned it up, turned the heel dial up a little bit. He's also different than what he was before, like, which is funny to say because at one point he was at the same level as Darius and Dante Martin.
Yeah.
He turned it up a little bit. He is further away from them, like far away from them now.
He had a good match on Collision that we're gonna talk about a little bit later. So yeah.
I'm just saying, like he was like, oh wait, something clicked. Oh, this okay, I got this, and now he's a lot better. He's a lot better than before.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that was it. I just feel for Top Flight. That just two shows didn't look great in either. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I want to see him succeed, but it's going to take them some time. Like it took Private Party some time.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
So, yeah, we're gonna see what happens.
After Top Flight got upset by the Outrunners, we go backstage to talk to the Acclaimed. Acclaimed is in this tournament also. Tournament, quote unquote. They're going to be wrestling LFI.
Mm-hmm.
So they're kind of hyping their matchup. They seem like they're in a good space right now. Like, they didn't seem like they were crazy, right? But we get MVP and Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin. The Hurt Syndicate show up while they're doing their promo. And MVP is like, hey, you guys used to be serious. Now, I mean, look at you. You guys are kind of... honestly, I'm kind of putting extra on this. He didn't say all this. But he's like, y'all are a joke. Y'all fucking suck. Like, I don't know what's been happening with y'all, but y'all have been fucking garbage for like the last year. Again, he didn't say that. I just kind of, that's what I heard in my head when MVP said it.
That's how you felt.
That's how I felt. And then while MVP is just saying like, hey, y'all got a card, whatever, Bowen's like, hey, shut up. Just because that I'm not gonna call him that. Just because Billy Gunn is not here does not mean you can come talk to us however you want to talk to us. Back off. And Bowens walks off. And then Cass is about to walk off, but MVP grabs him and he was like, I know you still got that card.
Yeah.
And Caster's looking, and he like shoulder shrugs him and just like walks off. And the part that I repeated, like I went back and forth to multiple times, is while they were walking off, MVP is looking at Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin. Is like, y'all can't just kill everybody. And then Shelton's like, why not? And then Bobby's like, I should have him in his mouth. And I was like, y'all got it. Y'all got it. The best. It was hilarious. Like, I rewinded like 4 or 5 times because I was laughing my ass off when he did that. When they both did that. It was great. After this, we go into a match. We get Roderick Strong versus the Beast Mortos, which was set up on Rampage.
I gotta watch this match, man.
You should. This was a lot more story based than you would think it would be.
Yeah.
Because they didn't start off with no collar and elbow tie up. Roddy was like, Beast, where have you been? And the Beast Mortos is like kind of grabbing his head. Is like, right? And Roddy still's like, Beast, what is going on? What is going on with you? Where have you been? And after Beast is like kind of holding his head, he decks Roddy with the clothesline. And that's how the match starts.
Jesus.
Throughout this whole match, Beast Mortos had control. Like, it was like 95% Mortos. But the problem was, Mortos seemed conflicted the entire time. Like, he didn't want to be wrestling Roddy. But don't get it twisted. He was still beating the hell out of Roderick Strong throughout this match. There was a point where Roderick was finally able to get up and start hitting some strikes. It didn't work because Mortos was basically targeting Roddy's back the entire time. With like, he hit him with like 2 nasty tilt-a-whirl backbreakers. Like, the Messiah of the backbreaker in this match was the Beast Mortos, not Roderick Strong.
Oh, jeez.
So whenever Roddy tried to get some offense in, he had to clutch his back because the Beast Mortos was doing work on it.
Yeah.
There was one backbreaker that looked disgusting. Like, he did like I don't even know what to call it. It was like a stalling tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. Like, he stalled in the air, tilted, and then dropped Roddy.
Damn.
It looked nasty. Eventually though, Mortos was still conflicted throughout the entire match. Mortos could have won this match, but before he hit the finishing blow, he like stood in the corner and kind of like held his head again, like he was conflicted about doing what he was about to do. So Roddy ends up hitting him with that knee that knocked out Shane Taylor last week for the 1-2-3. So that jumping knee that Roddy does now is going to be his finisher, because Shane Taylor made that look like $1 billion.
Yep.
Because he finished Mortos with it also. After the match, Lance Archer comes out and attacks Roger Strong. So I'm guessing, because it's not official yet, we're going to get Roger Strong versus Lance Archer, most likely on Collision, for Roddy's 3rd match.
God.
Yep. Don Callis family is in effect. You got anything on this one before we move on?
I'm upset I didn't get to watch it.
Watch it. Like, I didn't do it any justice. Watch it. It's so good.
Like, yeah, they got 2 of my favorites right here, Mortos and Roderick Strong. Like, Mortos, Frank, get your ass back to the Undisputed Kingdom. God damn it.
I mean, look, it looked like Mortos didn't want to do what he was doing in that match. I'm telling you. Like, you can't see his face, but you can just tell how conflicted he was the entire match. It was like he's been brainwashed by LFI.
Mm-hmm.
But it was great. It was just so good. Next up, we had the promo of the night, bar none. Our AEW Women's World Champion, our World Champion, Mariah May. Mariah May has been on a tirade for the last couple weeks. Mariah wants competition.
Mm-hmm.
Mariah said that she hates women's wrestling, and she calls the entire locker room of AEW, the women's locker room, a bunch of cowards. No one's stepping up to her. No one wants to see her. And she said, I understand, because I'm me. I wouldn't want to wrestle me either, basically. Talking her shit. Right after this, immediately after this, we cut away from Mariah May. We go to Anna Jay. And Anna Jay was asked about what her reaction was to this. And she said, bitch, I pinned you. I might not have beat you last week, but I pinned you. Keep talking about competition. How about we do this? No DQ match. If I lose, I won't challenge you again for that AEW world title. It's not official yet, but I'm guessing we're going to get it on Collision.
Isn't Mina Shirakawa coming back next week?
Yes, she is.
Oh, yeah. That's NJ's totally losing.
Oh, for sure. Whenever that match happens, I'm gonna assume it's Dynamite. I believe it's Dynamite, actually. Mina's already set up to be there on Dynamite this week. So we'll see. We're gonna be getting some competition. Also, fun fact, since we're talking about Mina really quick. Did you see that they flashed the QR code the last time that they showed the Mina is coming thing? Did you notice that?
No, I didn't.
I didn't do the QR code. But the last time we saw the Mina is coming thing, it was a QR code and part of the screen happened to be black and white.
Oh.
Yep.
It's not over.
It's not over. If I can find it, I will put it in the video so people can see it. There's a couple things I want to put in this video actually. So like, I will find it. I will put it here. Y'all will see it. Mariah wants competition. She might be getting that competition in the face of someone else that's been traveling the world over the last month and a half.
Yep. Actually, the funny thing is, Dragon Ball reference for all you guys out there. Mariah May has turned into Perfect Cell.
Ooh, I like that.
Right? Because this is what Perfect Cell did. When he got his perfect form, he literally shit talked everybody. He was like, "Yo, I want to see who. I'm obviously the strongest. I want to fight everybody. And at that point, like she's literally doing like Perfect Cell shit."
She really is, honestly. Like, she is on her shit right now. And if we're gonna be honest, I mean, she has a point. Right now, the only person challenging her is Anna Jay. And no offense to Anna Jay. I'm not saying that she's bad. I'm not doing that at all. She's really good right now. But, I mean, come on. Her biggest challenger was Willow.
Yeah.
And she wrapped that the fuck up. And we haven't seen Willow since.
Well, Willow's been everywhere.
Yeah, she's been everywhere else. CMLL, everywhere else. But she hasn't been on AEW TV since.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see what happens. Next up, we have more women's action because we have Chris Statlander in action against Ashley Vox. I mean, what do you want me to say?
Didn't she get killed last week by Taya Valkyrie?
Yes.
Oh man.
Like,
meat grinder.
I don't know what you want me to say. She got killed again. Like Ashley Vox, Vox tried. Ashley Vox got a couple hits in, which was nice. Didn't work on Stat.
No,
Stat
work on Stat.
Stat basically put her in the Saturday Night Fever. Knocked her out. 1, 2, 3, like 45 seconds. But we're talking about people on shows. Stat is in the ring. Mercedes shows up and attacks Stat from behind. Puts her in that statement maker. Stat's tapping out. My CEO gets up and is celebrating with the crowd.
And I'm gonna say this.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God she's doing the statement maker again.
Yeah.
As her finish. Not that stupid DDT thing. Get far away from that thing. Do the submission.
What do we say? Like I think if Mercedes is gonna do that, if she's gonna do the DDT, the Monet maker, go ahead and take what that woman in WWE is doing. Do a version of that. The one that we were talking about a couple weeks ago.
Nah, it's too much coordination, man. Just do what got you to the dance. The backstabber into the statement maker.
Or pick something else. Pick I don't know, pick anything else. Statement maker works though. Right after we had LFI, I felt really bad for Martos here because Roosh was like, "What's wrong with you? What, you want friends? How about this? I'm not your friend." I'm like, "Oh, Martos, get out of there, bro. Martos, you deserve better than this."
Undisputed Kingdom. Come on.
And then they're hyping up their match with the Acclaimed because, like I was saying earlier, the Acclaimed and LFI are going to be wrestling for one of the final spots against Private Party at Full Gear. Then we got our TNT Open Challenge match between Jack Perry, the Scapegoat, and Action Andretti. Now, I don't know what you want me to say about this one either. Like, the biggest thing that Jack Perry had was he had a thing with someone who looked like Peter Griffin in the arena. Like, they were jawing back and forth. To the point where the crowd was like, Peter, Peter, Peter.
Oh, God.
But, I mean, we talked about it, right? We talked about Action. Action looks better right now. No.
He got murdered by Jack Perry.
This match did last a few minutes. It wasn't like it was like a complete squash or anything like that. Jack Perry was attacking his back. Action Andretti didn't sell the back at all, by the way, except for like one time. But Jack was hitting like a lot of offense under his back, which should have mattered, but it didn't. A little bit of back and forth. Jack hit the buckle bomb, a brain buster, and tried to like grab the tights of Andretti. That didn't work. So then Jack just hit his running knee for the win. I mean, what do you want me to say? After that, Daniel Garcia comes out after Jack takes a mic, and Jack Perry looks very annoyed that Garcia is out there. Garcia basically is talking shit to Jack Perry, as he always has. Calls him a Nepo baby. Says that you have millions of dollars and you don't have to be doing this. Like we have nothing in common. And then Garcia challenges Jack Perry at Full Gear for the TNT title. Jack Perry accepts, but then tells Daniel Garcia he's not ready. And that's it. What did you have anything?
Nope.
From there, this is when we got the Julie Hart promo, which was really great. But then right after the Julia Hart promo, immediately we got an Outrunners promo, vignette hyping up their merch. So those were two back to back. Hilarious. We get back into the show. Daddy Magic is back there with Daniel Garcia, and he's basically hyping Garcia up, saying, Jack Perry says you're not ready, but you are. You're going to be taking the TNT championship. Don't even worry about it. We go on to our next match, which is AR Fox versus Nick Wayne, which got set up last week. AR Fox comes out, does his thing. Before Nick Wayne comes out, he's on the Tron, and he is doing his best Christian Cage. Talking about AR Fox's dead dad, and just everything, right? Just talking shit. Nick Wayne comes out with that smug, punchable face. Doesn't even get a chance to get in the ring. Gets toe-paid by AR Fox immediately. Didn't really matter because AR Fox didn't have advantage for that long. Nick Wayne basically took control of the match for the majority of the time, up until we got to the dreaded TNT commercial break.
Oh, God.
So I don't know what happened. I can't tell you what happened within those 90 seconds because of that stupid TNT commercial break. It even happened on Triller. Like, you can't see what happens during that time. But we come back. AR Fox is about to do a senton. Didn't work. Sorry, Nick Wayne did a senton. That didn't work. AR Fox avoided it. So this is when we get into the back and forth. After a couple minutes, Nick Wayne and AR Fox were in the corner together. They rolled through together. And then Fox tries to jump up and do something. I don't know what he's going to do. He just kind of jumped in the air. And Nick Wayne caught him and hit the most beautiful dragon suplex. Like, it was gorgeous. Didn't get him a win, though. Fox ends up coming back. He hits a cutter, and then he flips out of the cutter to pick up Nick Wayne and do a powerbomb. That doesn't work. But then Nick Wayne does I don't even know what to call it. he grabs AR Fox in the pedigree position. I don't know what that position is normally called, right? I don't know what it is, but the pedigree position. But then flips over and does the code red for the 1, 2, 3.
Oh, so when they grab their arms like that, it's what is it? It's tiger, right? So
Oh yeah, the tiger position. But then instead of like picking AR Fox up, he flips over AR Fox and does like a code red type move for the win.
well, it was like a tiger Canadian destroyer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right after this match, Mother Wayne pulls out a picture of young AR Fox with his dad and his family and pulls out a stapler. They put it on AR Fox's head and staples the picture to AR Fox's forehead. And AR Fox is just kind of laying. And that's all we see AR Fox and Nick Wayne for the rest of the night.
Damn.
Yeah. Our last promo segment of the night, MXM Collection.
It's the best.
They're backstage with Lexi. Lexi asked them like, "Oh, what's going on with I don't know why it says I typed Daniel Garcia. Oh, I know why it says Daniel Garcia. What's going on with Johnny TV? Mansoor says we did slide into his DMs and we want to have a tag team match or a trios match with him next week. He said no because he has a match with Daniel Garcia, but Johnny TV said you guys are allowed to come out with me and be in my corner for that match. MXM was very happy about this. Madden also was like, what does he think of the picture of my hog that I sent? And everyone's like, oh. And then he was like, oh, he liked it. And then Madden or Mansoor shows the camera to Lexi, and Lexi's like, ah. It was just a literal hog. Like literal hog. Mason's like, I don't know why everyone gets so weird about the hog picture. After a couple seconds, they were like, all right, we know what we're going to do. We're going to get out of here Johnny TV style. So they pose like Johnny TV does. And they're on like a gurney. And the guy goes the wrong way. So we see the guy on screen. And he's like looking. And MXM's like, you idiot, what are you doing? You go the other way. And while they're still posed. And they slide off the other way.
The best.
To end the segment.
Oh, it is the best.
I hope that the gurney thing was not planned and he just really went the wrong way. That would be even better to me. But we get to see MXM and Johnny TV together next week on Collision. Finally, we go into our main event for the AEW Trios Championships. Our champions, the Death Riders, versus the Conglomeration. It seems like since Briscoe, Kyle O'Reilly, and Ishii were able to beat the Learning Tree, they got this match. I'm not going to explain this match. I'm not going to. You should definitely watch it. It was a pretty good match. The Death Riders do win this match. But during the middle of it, Jon Moxley comes out. And Jon Moxley looks like he's about to get into the ring. But then Orange Cassidy music hits. And Orange Cassidy walks out to the ring also. Which kind of stops Moxley from doing what he was about to do. Like I said, none of that mattered. They did end up cheating to win, though. It is what it is. They're heels. They're going to do that. And then after the match, we get into the chaos. Death Riders slide in. And they start beating up the Conglomeration. Orange Cassidy comes in and starts fighting also. So they're just doing like this whole standoff. They're fighting for a couple minutes. Everyone's doing their kind of thing. Eventually, Orange Cassidy does get on top of the announce table and does a dive onto Claudio and Yuta and Pac. I think Pac was there too. Mm-hmm. While Moxley and Rina Shafir were watching. And that ends the show with all their standoff. That's Collision.
Nice.
What are your thoughts overall?
I think I think it's great. I saw the MXM one online, the MXM promo, and that shit is just hilarious. But yeah, overall, sounds like a very solid show. And they're amping up for Full Gear, so all the shows are getting amped up too. So
Mm.
that's really good.
Yeah, it was a really good episode of Collision. Like I really like this one. Um, Collision has now also found their spot, like we were talking about with Dynamite.
Uh-huh.
They need to keep this. Like this is great. I I want to say Rampage also found the spot too, but they're gonna be gone in like 2 months.
Yep. And so we do have the official matches for Dynamite this coming week.
Ooh, let's get it.
Okay, so there's some we already know, but I'm just gonna go through the whole thing, the whole card.
Mm-hmm.
So we got Konosuke Takeshita versus Adam Cole,
Woo.
Roddy Strong versus Lance Archer,
Mm,
Swerve versus Leo Rush,
let's go.
Hangman Adam Page and Christian Cage versus the Bang Bang Gang,
What a weird combo.
FTR versus the House of Black. Uh, the one I really don't want to see, but it's gonna be there. Britt Baker versus Penelope Ford.
We wanted Penelope to wrestle more, right? That's
Ah,
that's
it
the
was a
curse.
double Ford.
The curse.
And so, as far as matches go, that's it for as far as announced matches goes, that's all that was announced, and all the rest is like the angles. So, Mina Shirakawa is going to be there. John Moxley seizes TBS. This is what even the graphic says it. Mox seizes the superstation at TBS. Will Ospreay is showing up, and we'll hear from Bobby Lashley.
What a stacked card for Dynamite.
Dynamite's going to be ridiculous.
When is Full Gear? Full Gear is not this coming weekend, right? It's next weekend.
Yeah, it's the 23rd.
Oh man, so we only got a few more shows before we got 2 more of each show before we get there.
Yep.
Damn. But I'm excited for that episode of Dynamite. This Dynamite coming up is stacked. I think that's it.
Yeah. Oh man. What a week.
What are we? It's been a long week just in general. We talked about how New Japan did a couple really great shows this week a little bit. AEW, of course, was very good this week. I don't know, man. Just as crazy as this week was, it was a very good wrestling week.
Yeah. Wrestling will always be there to be great.
Mm-hmm. That's it, man. You wanna take us home?
I'll take us home. So, all right, guys. Thank you. If you made it this far, thank you. No, seriously, thank you. Eh, thank you for listening, to the show. And of course, I'm going to ask you again. Please hit that like button if you made it this far. Helps us out a lot. And also, subscribe. Subscribing will get you all of our shows, including the anime and the video game show, which is the Command Grab and the OVA. Hit the bell because that will also give you a notification whenever our shows pop up. And also, the links will be in the description for the new Podbean site. So if you want to take our show on the go and listen to it there, and we're going to have our other ones up there also soon, soon enough. But will be the start of us also, being on Podbean. So yeah, we will have that in the description. So once again, guys, thank you very much, and we're out.
Peace.